right, the Orlando Magic, 2 picks in the top 8 at 5. They got Jalen Suggs. And now at 8, they get a Michigan man, Franz Wagner. There he is. Now, you say, wait, does Michigan always have a guy? Yeah, they had an older brother. And now he's the younger brother, and he goes in the top 10 to Orlando. That's going to be a nice little sort of start for the Magic, who now have 2 guys who can put the ball in the hoop. One will be your point guard. The other who will fill it up if you give him an opportunity. Franz Wagner goes to the state of Florida. All right, draft coverage here presented by Jeep. I'm Eric Casillas with our coach, Avery Johnson. There he is, Matt Norlander, our senior writer. So this is Orlando's second pick. They go Wagner. Surprised? Do you like the fit here?
Not really surprised now, especially with them taking Suggs early on in the draft, because, you know, when you draft a point guard, you got to have guys that can make shots, that can put the ball on the floor and complement the rest of your roster. So this is directly correlated to Suggs getting drafted earlier in the lottery. When you look at Franz Wagner, I talked to his coach, Juwan Howard, who played for me when I coached the Dallas Mavericks. He's really high on this kid. He said, AJ, he's got unbelievable perimeter skills. You know, he can put the ball on the floor. He's a two-way player. You can start him. You can bring him off the bench. You can move him around and on different parts of the floor. You know, he can be a guy that can run a pick and roll as a ball handler. He can set the screen and pop, receive it, and then put the ball on the floor and make plays, or pick and pop and make shots. So I think this is an excellent pick based on what happened a couple of picks earlier for the Orlando Magic.
Look, Wagner had a tough night the last time he wore a Michigan uniform, but that doesn't mean he didn't have a great season. He's not a really good player. What kind of kid is he in college, and how do you see him when I say Franz Wagner?
Elite help side defender. Body's actually stronger than it looks. I was talking with Phil Martelli recently, associate head coach at Michigan, and yes, certainly Wagner has been pegged as a lottery level talent here for a number of months. I think this particular pick for Orlando allows them to have some development there. Again, I almost consider this a house money situation after they drafted the player in Suggs that they got there. So I do like the fit, but he does have room to grow. I think that shot's got more development. It's not going to be something where in a year's time. I think he really might be more of a slow-boiled developmental player for the Magic, but a little bit of a reach for me. But I'm not you know, totally opposed to the selection here.
Older brother Mo Wagner, first-round pick of the Lakers in 2018. Now the Wagners have a lottery pick in the family. What's the grade? Here's Keem Dermish.
Yeah, and interestingly, Mo Wagner is an unrestricted free agent. They signed him during the season, so the chance to sign him now and play alongside his brother there in Orlando. Gary Parrish, welcome back in here, as perhaps we'll have the Wagner brothers playing alongside each other in Orlando. Your grade for this pick is what?
I'll go B-. You know, he's very young, so there's a lot of room to develop, but there's some problem signs here. He played 2 years of college basketball, and I don't think he was ever a top 2 player on either team. People describe him as a shooter, but he's never shot well from three-point range, although in fairness, he is a great free throw shooter, and that is sometimes an indicator that somebody can also be a great three-point shooter. One of the things that stood out to me throughout this entire pre-draft process is that when people discuss Franz Wagner, they often start the evaluation with, he's a great team defender. It's just not the way evaluations are usually started about special talents. Like, nobody ever started the Cade Cunningham, Evan Mobley conversation with plays great team defense. Like, if that's where you start, there's a lot of stuff missing. So I won't rule out that he could, with time, develop into something that makes this pick look smart. But I've said this before, I'll say it again, it's not anything close to what I would have done right here.
Want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis. No yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.